All right, shalom, shalom. I'm gonna give all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakha HaKadash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles at Great Millstone who rule well and who taught me this truth. Salutations to you brothers out there stiffly pushing in all sincerity and diligence. And shalom to the rest of the one-third remnant of men, women, and children. All right, as well as a speckled bird seeking salvation at the hands of Yahweh Shah. All right, and I want to go ahead and come at you again with another lesson. That will be dealing with the fact that the government, all right, has been set up in place to replace the so-called black man being the protector and provider for our women. All right. And really, this falls back on the Willie Lynch letter. All right. The making of a slave and how that so-called white man, all right, has psychologically brainwashed our people to be a perpetual slave. Right. And to continue to be oppressed by them. Right. And I'm gonna read from this article here, or PDF version of that letter. But first, let's play a small portion of this video for you. All right. Because this guy goes into this very topic. All right. So let's go ahead and play this for you real quick. And this is fair use. All right.
First of all, the way first of all, the U.S. government intervenes in the households in America versus in some of these other countries, there's not as much government intervention. And what I mean by that, for example, in America, we have public housing, you have food kitchens, you have food stamps, you have WIC, of course, you have child support. In addition to that, there's various programs that will give women funds for daycare. We have unemployment. Also many programs for women to giving them additional grants and money to go to school. While they have children, that kind of thing. There's tax credits. All types of different things that that women will receive. So in many cases, the government has kind of replaced, women's boyfriends and their husbands, and as a
all right, you see that? So the government is replaced. All right, and we're dealing with our nation here. Okay, so when you look at this, all right, you understand that this is mainly geared, all right, for the destruction of our nation. Okay, our women, the so-called black women, have been weaponized due to feminism. All right, against us. All right. And we're going to go and show you that through these letters, through this letter. All right. By this devil, Willie Lynch. And the curses. Okay. Because what this falls back on is the curses, man. That's what it all falls back on. All right. So let's grab this first. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. It says, the tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. See, so what is it that has made the woman of our nation, who was tender, she was soft, okay, she was agreeable, right? She was feminine, okay, she was dependent upon us, right? What changed that? What made her eye evil toward us? Okay, what produced these creatures, all right? These just completely disrespectful women, all right, of our nation, these independent women of our nation today. All right, none other than the serpent, man. So let's show you that real quick. All right, so we're going to skip down to the point. All right. Let's actually go up here. All right. It says, don't forget, you must pitch the old black male versus the young black male, and the young black male against the old black male. You must use the dark-skinned slaves versus the light-skinned slaves, and the light-skinned slaves versus the dark-skinned slaves. See, and you can't tell me that our people wasn't on that whole light-skinned, dark-skinned shit. Our people are still on that, man. Light-skins versus dark-skins. Okay? Esau set all this shit up, man. And you people want to continue to hold hands with the oppressor, right? You see that? It says you must use the female versus the male and the male versus the female. Okay, which let's go ahead and grab this as well. Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, Okay, setting the man versus each other, the old versus the young, the light skin versus the dark skin. Okay, the male versus the female. See that? It says, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Okay, let's go ahead and go back, because as you continue reading, all right, and this the Willie Lynch letter, all right, it goes into how the man would, the woman would become dependent upon the slave master, and the male would not be in the picture. All right, so let's go ahead and grab this. It says, let us make a slave. What do we need? First of all, we need a black nigger man, a pregnant nigger woman, and her baby nigger boy. Second, we will use the basic principles that we use in breaking a horse, combined with some more sustaining factors. What we do with horses is that we break them from one form of life to another. That is, we reduce them from their natural state and nature, right? So our people have been reduced from their natural state, man. Our women, all right, are no longer dependent upon us. Okay? The male leaves his children. Okay? And what does the government come in to do? Because this has all been set up by design, they have all these perks and benefits, alimony checks, EBT, WIC, right? Unemployment, all these things set up essentially to provide for the so-called black woman, because the man won't be in the picture. Okay, these cops, right? Any woman can call up the cop on the man, even if she's at fault, and the man will be the one getting arrested and charged. Okay, she'll take half your shit, and you'll still have to pay them alimony checks if you got a kid with her. So women are essentially incentivized to leave a man. You see that? Women are incentivized to leave a man. You see that? All right, so let's go back, because I'm gonna play some more of this video for you here. Oh, let's play a little bit.
What I mean by that, for example, in America we have public housing, you have food kitchens, you have food stamps, you have WIC. Of course, you have child support. In addition to that, there's various programs that will give women funds for daycare. We have unemployment. You know, Also many programs for women to giving them additional grants and money to go to school. While they have children, that kind of thing. There's tax credits. All types of different things that that women will receive. So in many cases, the government has kind of replaced women's boyfriends and their husbands, and as a result, the value of men has dramatically decreased. Also, I need to mention, which is very important, is that the U.S. government has one of the most powerful militaries in the world. That being said, another branch of the military is the police, and although I have some
All right, we're gonna skip a little bit because he tries goes soft on the police. Like they're bad. Sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they're not. We not on that. All right, but yeah. All right, the value of men has been decreased because the government comes in and plays the role of the provider and the protector. Okay, so to a lot of these women, I don't need a man, because what can you do for me that the government can't? And we know, due to feminism, women have higher paying jobs than most men do, especially so-called black men. All right. And it's all by design. All right. Is what you're going to find out. So give me 1 second here. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to this letter here. All right. So forgot where I left off. Yeah, let us make a slave. It says, whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their offspring, we break that natural string of independence from them and thereby create a dependency status so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure. Okay. So a lot of women are dependent upon the government. All right. You see that? I'll skip down. This is under the section Cardinal Principles for Making a Negro. Okay. So let's grab this part. It says, therefore, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring in its early years of development, and when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you. For her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. See, our people don't realize they're broken, man. And they're psychologically broken by the so-called white man. You see that? We're still oppressed to this day. Okay? It's a systematic form of slavery, man. How are we not under this if all of these things we're reading, all right, are still in place? All right. These things are still in place. Okay. All right. It says completely break the female horse until she becomes very gentle, whereas you or anybody can ride her in comfort. And this is likening, the horses to our people because they look at us as beasts and animals. When really they're the fucking cave beasts, but we're gonna try to stay on point. um, so yeah, our women have been broken to the point to where their dependency does not lie on the so-called black man, it lies on the government. All right. And women being hypergamous by nature, right? They're gonna be more inclined to go into a heathen, especially the so-called white man, because they're the ones who the Most High has set on top right now. Right. When you go into Daniel, what is it, 4:16? Okay, y'all got to go there. Okay, he set up on top of the world the basis of men, meaning the bottom of the totem pole, fucking low life scum is the ones ruling the earth. And that's actually, yeah, this is it. Give me 1 second. It might be verse 17. All right, verse 17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. Okay? He set up over it the basis of men, which is Esau, Edom. Okay? When you go into Job chapter 9 and 24, they're the ones who have been given the earth right now. Right? Genesis goes into how they've been blessed with the earth. Okay? They're the ones ruling, and they're the basest, meaning the bottom totem pole of men. All right? They've confused and deceived everyone into thinking that they're actually a man or a woman. Okay, they're cave beasts. Okay, they're the furthest away from what it means to be a human. Okay. You see that? So let's go back here. Yeah. All right. It says, and give me 1 second here because I'm recording it with this app. All right. And it gives me trouble. So give me